All right, ladies and gents, Ben Pakulski back with the Mi40 University. I'm going to show you a really good conceptual exercise for glutes. Glutes are a very large muscle. They're very fast twitch. That means you need to use a substantial amount of load. But what does that really mean? Substantial amount of load to most people means I need to put 3 or 4 plates on a bar and do some heavy deadlifts. But a lot of the times, you got to think about how the load is being distributed. If the load is on a 400-pound deadlift, it's going to be distributed amongst your erectors, amongst your lats, amongst your hamstrings. We're trying to isolate particular muscles is probably not the best way to isolate, right? We want to think about putting that muscle into a position of least mechanical advantage, meaning where can I isolate that muscle so it's the only prime mover that's actually moving. Kind of like we did on the hamstring execution. We're trying to give it the least mechanical advantage, isolate it, make it the weakest link in the chain, the only thing that's able to move. So what I'm going to do here on a 45-degree back extension is lock everything in stone and isolate that hip extension. So the reason I think this is a really valuable exercise is think about the life of the current person. We sit like this, I don't know, 18 hours a day. So we would need to, these muscles are really, really short. We need to be able to engage these muscles appropriately and make them really strong so that our posture is right. Otherwise, eventually we're going to end up walking around like this. All right, so here's a great exercise for you. I actually do this one-legged. It's a really good hip exercise, but the idea here, it's tough, but the idea here is to lock the upper body, lock the lower body, and only allow this hip to hinge. So it's actually a hamstring exercise as well, but if we're going to use it as a glute exercise, one-legged seems to work a little bit better for me. So I shove my heel all the way to the back of the machine, one leg back. My upper body's locked. I'm really, really tall at my chest. Up, squeeze, 1, 2. Stretch the hamstring, feel the glute hinge, and squeeze. So all we're trying to really emulate is this. We're trying to get hip extension, glute contraction. So amazing exercise for glutes. Ben Pakulski, Mi40 University out. So here's another really simple video for you guys on hamstring execution. Hams have 2 functions, flex the knee and extend the hip. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna try to incorporate those 2 movements somewhere within our hamstring workout.